Hey you! Thanks for stopping by! Welcome to another disturbing manga review. Today I will review Mai-Chan's Daily Life by Uziga Waita, published in 2004. Another story I've wanted to cover for a while. When you think of disturbing manga, you'll likely think of this. It's at the bottom of the disturbing manga iceberg, and for good reason. Don't worry, I'll get through the iceberg one day. One manga at a time. There is a lot of gore, and the situations the mangaka puts the characters in is creative? I don't know if that's the right word. The way these characters are tortured is creative. It's Uziga Waita's magnum opus. A lot of his work involves unspeakable acts being done on young girls. But he outdid himself this time. Fun fact, the name Uziga Waita means the maggots have gushed forth, and obviously it's not his real name. Speaking of the mangaka, here's a photo of him on MyAnimeList. One of the rare instances we see the mangaka's face. I'm surprised there's a photo of Waita considering the type of stories he writes. Usually, manga artists like to be anonymous. So what's it about? Let me read you the synopsis from Goodreads. Quote, a young maid, referred as Mai-Chan, happens to be immortal, and her mistress forces her to participate in acts with customers, who are allowed to do whatever they want to her. As well as being immortal, she has the ability to regenerate, as does a young boy named Kazuna. A life of being humiliated and dismembered daily ensues. Unquote. I first heard of this when the Anime Man made a video about it getting a live-action adaptation. So, thanks, Joey?
Now, if you guys don't know what this is, then you're probably better off. For those of you who don't know what Mai-Chan's Daily Life is, Mai-Chan's Daily Life is an eroguro anime. Eroguro mean sexual and violent. It's an adult manga that's been quite infamous in the manga world because of just how brutal it is, both sexually and violence-wise. And somebody in Japan thought it was a fantastic idea to make this into a live-action movie. What the f?
Despite Joey saying you're better off not reading it, I got curious. I haven't seen the movie though. That could be its own video. In the comments, people kept bringing up the scene involving a blender. I had to see this infamous blender scene for myself. At the time I couldn't find it. Years later, I got interested in the story again and read it in my school's library, which is a obviously appropriate place to read this type of story. As usual, I will censor the gore and inappropriate scenes and use YouTube-friendly language. Mai-Chan's Daily Life is one of the most well-known disturbing manga. But is it the most disturbing manga? Let's find out. The manga begins with Chapter 0, which gives us a glimpse at what Mai-Chan's daily life is like. There's a colored page that I definitely can't show of Mai and another character tied up with screws inside them. Mai is gagged and her organs are spilling out. That sets the tone for the story. At the end, it asks the question, if it were you, what would you do to Mai-Chan? The first chapter opens with Mai-Chan in her birthday suit in a public park announcing she is going to end her life. She runs a knife across her stomach and her insides spill as onlookers freak out. As Mai bleeds out on the ground, she apologizes that they had to see all that while someone is watching from a distance. In the next scene, we see Mai has been taken back to a mansion, the home of her master, Kaede. Kaede is unpleased with Mai for not completing her task, and shoves a whole turkey into the girl's sliced stomach so she can regenerate. Mai says she's been working for Kaede for as long as she can remember. I already have questions. How old is Mai? She looks like a teenager, but not everyone looks their age. I mean, it's pretty common in anime and manga for characters to look younger than they really are. Does Mai age? Does she age differently than the average person because she's immortal? Is she human? That's not important right now, and they probably won't be answered. Later, Mai has a client who burns her with a blowtorch. Half her body, including her face, is burned. I can't show it, but it is messed up. Later, Kaede tasks Mai with looking after a pet. Mai thinks it's either a dog or a cat. It's a girl with no arms or legs. She walks on her stumps. Her name is Siren. Okay, I have questions again. When I read this for the first time, I thought she had her limbs cut off, or maybe she was born this way. This is Uziga Waita, so the former is more likely. Siren reminds me of that infamous picture of an anime girl with no limbs in a hospital bed. Kaede instructs Mai to feed Siren with her flesh. Mai takes Siren to her room. Let's take a moment to see just how sad Mai's room is. There's an air conditioner, a bed, and a dresser, yet it's still empty. Nothing hanging on the walls, no toys, no plants. Like there's no personality, you wouldn't know anything about the person who lived in it. In the next scene, Mai wonders what to make her new friend. She hears Kaede's voice tell her to use her flesh. At first I thought Mai was imagining it, but we know Kaede was actually there when she sticks a sharp object into Mai-Chan's ear for not listening. Mai puts her arm through a meat grinder to make into hamburger patties. Siren refuses to eat it. Mai is forced to have more body parts cut off and grinded into food. Mai, in agony, begs the scared girl to eat the meat, which she does. Yeah, I forgot there was cannibalism in this manga. In the next chapter, Mai has the day off and spends her day shopping, so she can leave. I guess she stays because she has Stockholm Syndrome. Despite being treated poorly by Kaede, Mai is still nice to her. On her outing, Mai buys earrings for Siren. While having lunch, some guys want to have fun with her, if you know what I mean. They assault her and force her to lick their popsicles. When they finish, they get killed by a giant tiger. I wish I was joking. The tiger also attacks Mai, biting her private area and dragging her by the head back to Kaede's mansion. She has a tiger. She sent the tiger to punish Mai for missing her curfew. At first, I thought it was odd that Uziga Waita drew the tiger buff, but that's not far from how tigers look in real life. Later, Mai is having her body sliced by clients while Siren watches. Kaede and a young boy named Kazuna are also watching from a window. Mai's torso is hanging from the ceiling with a knife in her eye. Siren goes to check on her while Mai warns her to stay away, but it's too late. The knife in her eye falls and strikes Siren in the eye. Kaede comes in to see what's going on and tells Mai that she's dying. Mai imagines Siren talking to her, and in her dream, Siren has her arms and legs. So does this confirm she had her limbs cut off? Siren thanks Mai for taking care of her and for the earrings. Mai refuses to believe her friend is gone and begins to laugh uncontrollably, so Kaede kicks her in the face. What a lovely lady. She says, "Weaklings like you are the type of people that piss me off the most." Mai is then chained to a pole outside with no clothes on and is forced to sit there until, according to Kaede, Siren's body has returned to the earth. For months, Mai watches her friend's body decompose. When Mai goes back to her duties, Kaede hands her back Siren's earrings. Mai has no memory of her friend or what the earrings mean, yet she still cries when she sees it. Kaede tells her to bury the earrings in the garden. This explains how Mai is able to be happy despite these traumatic events. It makes sense she would repress these memories. Until this point, I wondered why she doesn't have the 1,000-yard stare 24/7. Like that image of the soldier. I'll put a picture on screen. In the next chapter, Kaede introduces her to Kazuna. He, like Mai, is also immortal. Mai takes on the big sister role and shows him how to do her job. She shows him how to clean the floor but accidentally falls out the window. She accidentally hits her head on the stove and it's played off as comedic. Waita loves to include this type of dark humor. Later, Mai wakes up tied to a table. Kaede says she wanted Mai to teach Kazuna how to be a slave, not a maid. To punish Mai, Kaede slices her with a Freddy Krueger glove. She also tortures Kazuna. Kazuna gets excited down there from the torture. Kaede forces the two to have coitus. Just like Mai, Kazuna has to pleasure clients like this girl who is the daughter of a wealthy chief executive. The rich girl makes Mai and Kazuna perform humiliating acts, like licking her shoe, and then beat each other up. Sometime later, Mai is outside the rich girl's house, begging to let her see Kazuna. We find out the rich girl bought him, and Kaede didn't tell Mai, so she never got to say goodbye. According to Kaede, considering your feelings isn't a part of my schedule. As you can imagine, things don't get better for Kazuna with the rich girl. She cuts him with a box cutter and forces him to forget about Mai. Back outside, Mai gets assaulted by the rich girl's bodyguards. When they're done with her, they toss her into a dumpster where she is picked up by Kaede's tiger. Mai is still sad about losing her brother. When she tries to eat, she becomes ill and begins to vomit, which can only mean one thing. In the next chapter, a very pregnant Mai is getting tortured by her latest client, George Reitman, president of a country. Now, this could be any president from any Western country. The story never says it's America, except the president starts singing a song in Japanese but changes the lyrics to say America, America. And his name is George. The manga came out in 2004, and George W. Bush was president at the time. Is this supposed to be Bush? The president takes a knife and performs a C-section on Mai. In a flashback, Kaede asks Mai if she will terminate the pregnancy. It's revealed the father is Kazuna, which is also disturbing when you remember he saw her like an older sister. But it's not incest. He also looks younger than Mai. He looked 10. Mai says she doesn't want her child to be a slave, but wants her child to have the freedom of being born. And she definitely gets that, but not in the way she wanted. The president isn't happy with the maid and her complaining. Look at that jawline. He could cut diamonds with that chin. Stan Smith would be jealous. He takes his frustration out on Kaede by poking her eye out. The president proceeds to take the baby out of Mai's stomach and violates the newborn. He shouts he's effing the baby, a quote which I remember coming across in Joey's comments section. Uziga Waita, are you okay? What was your inspiration for this story? Meanwhile, the president's men are assaulting Kaede. Now we get to the infamous blender scene. He places the baby in the blender. Why is he drawn like that with his butt sticking out? I know this is supposed to be disturbing, but it's so over the top, it's ridiculous. Mai pleads for him to stop, but it's no use. He spills the baby's liquefied remains in front of Mai. She slaps him, which angers him. He yells, "I'll kill you," and Mai replies, "Go ahead, feel free to try." Damn, Mai. Before he can, Kaede stabs him in the head. At first I thought she killed him, but in the next scene we see the president at a news conference where he resigns. He was just brain damaged. Kaede goes to tell Mai, who is hanging laundry, that they have customers tonight. Mai looks happy for someone who just lost her baby in a blender. I wonder if she also blocked out memories of Kazuna and the baby, like with Siren. For me, the most disturbed moment was the Siren chapter. It's chilling to think what happened before she came to the mansion and her death, and Mai, unable to deal with her death, chooses to forget her. Second would be Kazuna's chapter. It reminds me of the saying, "There are fates worse than death." The artwork is also more disturbing than I remember. That was Mai-Chan's daily life. It was more disturbing than I remember. As usual, I like to read what other people thought of this manga. Let's read some comments. Horrible manga. I don't recommend this. You are a strong mentality. I give 2 stars because Mai is the most saddest main character I have ever seen. Has George Bush ever seen this? Has he ever addressed it? This would be his second 9/11. Check his hard drive. What the F did I just read? Why? This manga should be studied by psychology majors. What drives a person to write something like this? Why? How did the author think of the blender scene and is not in a mental hospital? Lots of questions, none of them positive. It's a bit disturbing, but it's not the worst thing I've seen. At the end of the day, it's all just fiction. One of my favorites, but it's honestly vile and disgusting and not for kids. Or literally anyone. Would not recommend to anyone who is sensitive. I wish I was the one in the blender after reading this. Can be hard to tell what's going on sometimes due to lack of clarity, too much details, too much going on in a panel or page. The communications between Mai, Kazuna, and Siren was a surprisingly human, slightly heartwarming experience, that wasn't exactly expecting. It doesn't take itself too seriously with lots of humor throughout. A certain president of the United States of America is here, so it is able to be enjoyed with a certain mindset. The way the author ends with the bonus notes is comedic as well, and notes how he might make a sequel one day. It could be interesting to see. If you want to read this, I can't stop you, I'm not your mom. Just be aware of what you're getting yourself into. I am not responsible for any trauma caused by this video. If you like this video, then consider liking, subscribing, or sharing. What are your thoughts on Mai-Chan's daily life? Do you think it's the most disturbing manga? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for stopping by.